Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Mamapreneur podcast. I am your amazingly fabulous hostess with the mostest, Robin, and welcome to episode 85 of the Mamapreneur podcast. I am so excited to be before you this evening. Thank you all so much for rocking with us for 85 episodes every second and fourth Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Um, I'm always very shocked before every episode. Like, wow, the episodes keep getting greater. And so before I get to what I got to talk about and my guest, I always got to give my flowers to the CEO of Power Team, the amazingly fabulous, just as fabulous as me, if not more fabulous, Kesha Cash, 85 episode, honey. Next month, oh my God, will be 4 years together. And so thank you so much to you and what you do for myself and the other hosts that you have under your platform. So thank you, girl. All right. So if this is your first time tuning in to the Mamapreneur podcast, welcome, welcome to the craziness. It gets crazier from here. No, it don't. It really don't. It's really a vibe when you're over here at Mamapreneur. Just saying, it's a vibe. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And for my people that have been rocking with me for almost 4 years, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very grateful for each of you, for every guest, all the things. Very grateful each episode. To anyone that tells me yes, I'm just extremely grateful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So before I get to what I got to say, child, audience, I got to put you to work before I even, go into my spiel. So I want you to let me know first thing in the chat where you are tuning in from, whether you're watching me on YouTube right now, Facebook right now, LinkedIn. Let me know where you're tuning in from because the Mamapreneur brand attracts everyone from everywhere. Okay. And so put that in the chat for me. Okay. Next, if you are a business owner in the audience, I would like for you to put your business info in the comments, whether you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. You never know who may need your services, but you got to talk about it and what you do. So I want you to put that link, social media, website, however to get in contact with you. So if you are a business owner, put your information in the chat. All right. And this show is very interactive. So I want you to chime in the chat. If you have a question for myself, if you have a question for one of the audience, not one of the guests that are on the show, we can answer your question live on air. So please make sure that you put your questions, whether you have a comment, you like what we're saying. My friend Shauna told us we cute. Thank you, boo. Said that I'm cute tonight. That's my sis right there. But whatever it is you feeling in your spirit, in your shanana, type it in the chat. All right. So also share tonight's live broadcast or share the replay if you're tuning via the replay. I always give gifts, so make sure you share and type hashtag Mamapreneur in the comments. All right. So let us know where you're tuning in from, what city and state you're tuning in from. Let us know if you have a business, put your business info in the chat. And again, holla at a sister if you got something to say, whether that's a question for myself or one of my guests. Okay. All right. Let's engage. Okay. So a few announcements, as I always do before I get to my amazing first guest. Make sure that you are subscribed to the Mamapreneur Podcast YouTube channel. So if you're watching right now from YouTube, make sure you click that subscribe button. And for those that are not tuning in right now on YouTube, when the show is over, I need you to hop on over there and subscribe as well. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, you got to write it down. Subscribe, whatever. You know what I mean. So subscribe to the Mamapreneur Podcast YouTube channel. Also, if you are a business owner, woman in business, and you want to get your brand out there to a global audience, the Mamapreneur brand reaches people globally, honey. I am now booking September through December of 2025. So if you would like to know more, please shoot me a DM directly at Mamapreneur Podcast on Facebook or IG. Or if you're watching on Power Team, you can send a DM directly there. Kesha will get your information over to me so I can provide more information on how you can be a guest on the Mamapreneur Podcast. The limitless opportunities for people that have been on this platform has been amazing. So you might want to come and join the ride. Okay. Also, if you have been a guest on the Mamapreneur Podcast in the course of the past 4 years, I need you to do a quick little video for me and send it directly to me so I can showcase you at the next episode in a couple weeks for our anniversary. You better work it with the sound effects tonight. You getting started early. I'm here for it. So again, if you've been a guest on the Mamapreneur Podcast over the course of 4 years, I need you to do a quick video just giving me a little love, and it's going to be posted at the next episode. So more to come. All right. You know, I like to put everybody to work. All right. So couple announcements, a couple of events that I have coming up or will be a part of, and got a few other things before I get to my first guest. So as most of you know, that I am a cancer survivor, and we do a lot of work with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And this upcoming Saturday is the big climb. And so I am still taking donations for Team Robbins Divas. The deadline is tomorrow, for donations to be, to be able to take donations. So tonight, you can do it right now. The link has been posted, or after the show, put a donation in for Team Robbins Divas so we can hit our goal to find a cure for blood cancers. And so that is for Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So we appreciate your help and support there. The climb is this coming Saturday morning in the Dallas area. And it's going to be amazing. We're going to be there in our purple, because purple is the awareness color for Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so, why not look cute in your purple? So feel free to join us if you're interested and want to know more details. Please get with me, and I'll be happy to provide more details. All right. For my DFW real estate professionals, I am hosting alongside my good friend Misha Miller. We are hosting a real estate professionals networking event in Allen, Texas on April 11th. Registration is required, so please make sure that you register. You can be a realtor, real estate investor. You can be in title. You can be in insurance. You can be a moving company. You can be in interior design. You can be a home stager. Anything in the mortgage industry, loan officer. You got to be specific now. All the things. So if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you're free on April 11th, please click the link posted and let's get you in the building. True connection happens when you are in the room. All right. So that is April 11th for my real estate professionals in Allen, Texas. All right. All right. So on April 14th, I will be hosting my monthly Mamapreneur podcasting webinar where I talk all things podcasting in 60 minutes. For those that do not know, I am the founder of the Mamapreneur Podcasting Academy, where I get to help individuals launch, grow, brand, monetize their podcast. And not only do all that, but keep their podcast on the air. Most folks quit in 90 days. I'm here to break that stigma. All right. So link has been posted. If you're interested, I give gifts when you come to my functions, whether it's virtual or in person. All right. Mamapreneur Podcasting Webinar, April 14th. Link has been posted so you can register. Whether you're new to the podcasting game, you don't have to have a business because everyone has a podcast in them. So join us on April 14th. And last announcement for my DFW women who love to network. I am having a private Mamapreneur Dine and networking dinner. Come cute in your all white on April 18th at 7:30 p.m. in the Dallas area. Registration is required. So if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you want a good look cute, you want to come and make authentic connections. I'm going to say that again. Authentic connections. My networking events are where it's at. Just had one on Sunday. The ladies who come to my stuff can tell you they've made some meaningful, authentic connections at Mamapreneur brunches and dinners. So join us April 18th, 7:30 p.m. But you must register. The link should be posted shortly. And I hope to see you there. All right. So a segment I have on the show before I get to my amazing first guest is called Robin's 2 Cents. People talk to me all the time about different areas of business. And so I like to come on here and shed a little light on some of the convos I have. So today I have one quick, short, right and tight message for you guys today. Right. When was the last time you brought someone along the ride with you? Your success is not just for you. It's for you to bring others alongside you. It's to pour into others, to mentor into others. When was the last time you mentored to someone, poured into someone, helped them in their business, just like someone helped you in your business? So let's not gatekeep and let's bring others along the ride with us. Now, with intentionality. Okay, hold on, Kesh, before you finish the applause. Okay, now, disclaimer with that. You must be intentional and must see, some traits from that person before you bring them along. Okay? So you may have to have a good spidey sense, before you bring them along for the ride. But my point is, make sure you're not just gatekeeping all the good stuff to yourself in your business. Again, your success not always about you. It's who you bring along for the ride. All right. Thank you for And if you're not going to get nothing else out of the night, you're going to get some good sound effects, okay? Kesha's here all night. She does all events, birthday parties, sweet 16s, all the things. She's going to make it with the sound effects. Okay, let me be serious. My first guest is a good friend of mine. We met recently and hit it right off. Her name is Kiana Joyner. So Kiana, before I go into her bio, child, Kiana's spirit. You ever meet somebody and it's just like it felt like you've known them for years, or you feel like you can just open up to them? Now, granted, she's a therapist, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, Kiana Joyner is a clinical therapist. She has a master's degree in social work and is a licensed clinical social worker with over a decade of experience helping individuals, couples, and families develop practical strategies to improve their lives and foster meaningful relationships. She has a compassionate yet direct style to promote real change. She has a passion for helping high-achieving women find more fulfillment in life. Also, she is a certified wealth educator. And I like to say, she's the person with the biggest heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiana Joyner.
Thank you so much.
I feel like we just talked about you coming on the show and then bam, here we are. They let you know time just be flying by.
It does.
So, Kiana, I know I gave a brief description, a little something about you, but tell the people how you got started and what's your why.
Yes. So I got started where I just found myself naturally talking to people about things that they were going through, challenges they were dealing with. And I realized, oh, that's a profession. You can do that full time. Let's do it. So I ended up going down the track to become a therapist. And I mean, my true passion is to really help people discover the potential that they have within them. So many
Mm-hmm.
people have been told these negative messages over the years by key people in their lives, and it's just wrecked their
Yeah.
self-esteem. And to be able to see the potential in someone, highlight that for them, help them realize how amazing they are, and develop some clear action steps and see the progress is something I take true joy in. So that's my why.
I love that. I love that. And so you have a passion for helping high achieving women. So
Mhm.
what are some of the biggest, besides kind of being told, maybe you're not good enough, all those things, what are some of the biggest mental health challenges that these ladies are facing that you're kind of running into?
Yes, so depression is huge. Where on the surface we're smiling, but beneath the surface we're crying, right? We're feeling drained, we're feeling overwhelmed, we're anxious, we're stressed, we're trying to do it all, right? Trying to do too much, because many are the mamapreneurs, right? Or
Yep.
the working women, or even if you are in the home, you're just doing it all. But then you forget about yourself, and you're not taking that time to put that energy back into you, and you just don't know how, you don't even know where to start. So that's a big thing that I really help women do that work with me, is helping them to understand, okay, you matter too. We may need to talk about some boundaries. We
Hmm.
may need to do some couples therapy, which we do as well with my husband, to figure
Yeah.
out, all right, what's going on with this relationship? How can we strengthen it? How can we gain some clarity? How can we improve communication? But really boiling it down to, let's focus on you, not all the chaos around, and realize how can we help you get to a more fulfilling spot so you're not just becoming more depleted.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's good. And a lot of women struggle with finding what that balance kind of looks like. So, what are some
Mhm.
strategies you kind of recommend with boundaries, with managing stress, with avoiding burnout in life? Because, a lot of times when people kind of talk about burnout, it's already, they're about to jump off the cliff at this point.
Mhm. Yeah, we really slow down and figure out, what do you want? Right? What are your desires? What do you enjoy? What
Mhm.
are you passionate about? Right? Helping them to tap into that and discover that, because many times that's kind of gotten lost. That's
Yeah.
fallen by the wayside. So we want to reinvigorate that passion, and also find the beauty in stillness, right?
What's that?
We're,
Carry
we're
on.
moving.
Go ahead,
I know,
sis.
right? That's what most people will say, like,
Yeah.
what you mean? But yes, like slowing down, being still, being okay with yourself, being okay with your
Mhm.
own thoughts. How do we process that? How do we slow down that train? How do we find that inner peace? And many times that's in simple things like breathing, simple things like nature, simple things like having a cup of tea.
I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna talk about it in just a minute. Tell you what, you better have your mic. Can you put that cup right back up one more time, please, for the people in the back? Okay, guys, hold on. Mini commercial. I'm glad it's my show. I can do a mini commercial. So, mini commercial, everyone. Kiana is holding, and I have in my hand as well, the Mamapreneur podcast cup. Currently accepting orders. These are $15. And so, if you don't want any judgment of what's in your cup,
Mhm.
it's $15. Talk to me offline on how you can get a mug. All right, back to you, Kiana. Like it's the news. Back to you, Kiana.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, so really finding those ways to slow down and really pay attention to your body because many people aren't in tune with when I'm stressed, what does that feel like? What
Yes.
happens in my chest? What happens to my breathing? What happens to my body, my nervous system? Different things that people may share. And we're just not in tune. So,
Yeah.
I really dial that in with you and like, all right, let's slow down. Let's take it back to the basics.
I love that. I love that. So, over the course of the past few years, I started hearing a lot or became more, I guess, exposed. Um, I guess with COVID, because COVID, I tell people COVID really exposed people with anxiety and depression. But I also heard more of the term imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
And before I'm like, what's that? And then you started hearing people kind of talk about it and how much the mindset makes a difference with imposter syndrome. Kind of talk about that a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, whatever we believe is true is. That's really what it is. So if you believe you're not qualified to do this, that's what's going to be the case, even if that's not the truth, right? The
Mhm.
real facts of it. So many times we're more than qualified. We've done the education, we've done the trainings, we've done it, we're doing the role, but there's still those deeper inner insecurities that are
Mm.
festering that maybe we haven't dealt with. And that could be what's holding you back from fully seeing the fruit of your business, the fruit of your dream is those inner dark thoughts. The enemy is the enemy, right? In many
Mm.
cases. So if we don't address that, that's going to always be what's holding us back. Not our skills, not our vision, it's our mind, right? So
Absolutely.
I think that's a big piece there, and making sure we've done that work to break through those barriers and really let the world see how amazing you are.
Yes, yes, that's good. And you're a certified wealth educator. Let's talk
Mhm.
about that, honey. Get your money together. Talk about it.
Yes, yes. I mean, many of us are living paycheck to paycheck. We talk about the cost of groceries and this and that,
Oh,
but it
girl.
is possible to develop a plan to get your finances in order. My husband and I, we realized years ago the debt that we had, and we were not okay with that. We did a full financial picture, saw where our money was going, and said, okay, I need to give my money a name. I need to direct where I want it to go. Otherwise, it's
Uh-huh.
just going to fly out wherever it wants to be. So, so we made a plan.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah, we made a plan. We got completely out of debt. Got completely out of debt. Whatever it took, we did, and we ended up buying our first home without a credit score, and we're able
Wow.
to do that, and it was awesome. So we really just have a passion for seeing people just be in a better position, whether that is from a mental health, whether that is from a financial. And many times it's just giving you the tools and the clear steps to do that. It's possible. You just have to be
Mm.
willing to be open and get the help you need and not just be struggling.
Okay,
Mhm.
girl. So as
Yeah.
we're closing out Women's History Month and going into Financial Literacy Month, provide us three good tips on how to get your finances together right now. Three quick, to the point, go.
Yeah. So number one, do a financial assessment to figure out where is your money going. So look at the last few months, figure out where has that money been going so you know what's going on. Step
Okay.
two is, outlining a budget. Where do you want your money to go? What are your bills? What are the commitments you already have? And then laying that out so you know how to direct it and what you have left over. And then step three, if you do have debt, then you can start putting that money towards some of those debts to get that off your plate. So those are
Yeah.
some just kind of very clear steps from that angle too that you can do and make some change. Literally.
Yes. Figuratively and literally. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am so stinking proud of you. You and a couple of friends of mine said, hey, let's collab and do an event together. So I know I talked about my stuff. I want you to talk about your upcoming event coming up on April 12th. I'll be there with bells on. Go.
Yay. Yes, ma'am. So April 12th from 9 to 10:30, as you can see, we are doing a journaling, breathwork, aromatherapy, self-care event. So I will be publishing my journal soon, and there'll be an opportunity for you to pre-order that at this event. Learn a new style of journaling. If you think you know how to journal, watch. Come and see,
Okay.
and you'll develop some really clear tools to make some change with the goals you have and really make progress. So it'll be a beautiful event, refreshing, self-healing, women love. It'll be beautiful. So tickets are going fast. So if you are interested, definitely get your ticket ASAP, because it is limited so we can maintain an intimate environment. So that's a big thing we have coming up too. And then also it'll be at Hello Boba in McKinney.
Yes, I
So
just gonna say
that's, yes,
location.
yes,
Yeah.
that's where it'll be. Then also, if you're curious about any of our other services, I'm one of the co-founders of Soul Journey Therapy and Coaching Services. I'm a therapist. My husband's a life coach. He does coaching for authentic communication as well as career development. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in couples therapy, we do couples therapy as a team. So we're
I
a
love
couple
it.
doing couple. Been married almost 12 years, and have a lot of experience in that and working with several couples and helping them find improved communication, find more clarity with each other to help strengthen those relationships or figure out where we need to go, right?
Yes.
So we are here for you all.
They will actually be back on this show in a few months together. So you'll get to see
Yes.
her and her plus one. He's watching right now in the other room. Hey,
Shout
hey,
out.
husband, look forward to meeting you. I love it. Well, Kiana, you know how I feel about you. Very grateful that
Yes.
you are a part of my life and connected and all the things. I am so just looking forward to what God has in store for you and the hubs in the business this year. And I cannot wait to be there with you in a few weeks to support and clap for you guys, like you guys are, it's the school play. You, Aisha, and Elizabeth, and I'm your mama in the audience. That's gonna be me.
Yes.
I'm gonna relax and be calm, but inside, just be clapping.
No, I appreciate the support, and I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity. It's been awesome getting to know you, and I look forward to what's to come.
Absolutely. Everyone, give Kiana Joyner some claps in the chat. Thank you, sis, for being on.
Thank you.
They've been posting your social media, so they'll get to be able to follow you from there. Thank you, sis.
Thank you. See you later.
All righty. Everyone, give Kiana some claps in the chat. All right. Get my close up again. So Kiana beat me to it and showed her Mamapreneur mug. So if you are interested again in your Mamapreneur mug, the mugs are $15. You can DM me directly to reserve yours. Again, no judgment on what's in your cup. Okay. All right. Next is the amazing Tiffany Odie. And hopefully I'm saying her last name right. I can mess her name up. Anyway, she is a dedicated nurse, healthcare consultant, and clinical educator with over 16 years of experience in hospice and palliative care. She has played a pivotal role in independently spearheading multiple hospice and oh God, I hope I'm saying this right, palliative care agency startups from the ground up. She is the proud owner of Utopia Hospice. Tiffany leads an agency serving Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with a commitment to compassionate care. Her passion lies in helping patients and families navigate their healthcare journey by providing strategic goals, personalized plans, and essential resources for better outcomes. I need everybody to get some claps in the chat for Tiffany Odie.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you're here with us tonight.
Yes.
Real quick story on Miss Missy here. So Tiffany was introduced to me by a sorority sister of mine, and she was like, "Hey, I got a person that needs to come on your show," and she talked you up. And then we had our conversation. It was such an amazing conversation. Tiffany is another one. I feel like we we've known each other since kindergarten, kind of conversation. That's kind of what that felt like. But and so I was like, she's gonna be amazing on the show. We already talked like we've known each other since sandboxes. But hey, girl, welcome to the show.
Hello, and thanks for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So tell everyone about you, Utopia Hospice, and why you're so fabulous because you are.
Right, right. Well, and like you say, my name is Stephanie, of course, and been a nurse almost 20 years, and I absolutely love what I do. Right. It hasn't always been so. I think over the course of life, and especially as we get older, we kind of figure things out as we go. Right. And a lot of times we're doing things and we don't understand why. I started at assisted living and very quickly within months became assisted living director, right? And that was just through making an impression on my then supervisor. And anyhow, that's how I got into leadership. And I went back to nursing school for the RN, and of course, I couldn't make the same pay in assisted living as I would like the hospital. So I got a great externship in the hospital. Absolutely hated it, right? I hate the hospital. And I'll tell you why. It wasn't the caring aspect. I think you didn't have a chance to really be a servant and getting to understand what's going on with the patient because you're so busy. You're jumping from room to room and so forth. You don't get a chance to know the families, what's really going on, so
Mm-hmm.
forth. So a friend in school talked about hospice. And I was like, oh, okay. Finally, I would go home crying every day. My husband's like, okay, you can find something else to do, right? And so I quit. And that's how I got into hospice. And so along the way, I literally, the course of just everything, I was collecting things, not realizing why, whether it was a education. I love to learn, right? And so I was gathering all these things and collecting all these things. And so became director, worked my way up, became directive nurse, became executive director, was able to have a course in John Maxwell, took a whole class series, paid for by the company. That's where I
Mm-hmm.
learned leadership, right?
John
So
Maxwell is the business, honey.
yes,
Yes.
yes, that was a blessing in disguise. It was broken down. A lot of times, things are not broken down to where we can understand it, and that really helped me understand who I am and my role along the way. So, long story short, got burned out. And was going to go just take a break. And a guy asked me, he's like, I'm going to start a hospice and I want you to head it up. And I'm like, what? I don't have, that type of experience. And so anyhow, went forward. He's like, no, we'll be fine. So anyhow, started that hospice for him, and we were deficiency free. And if anybody knows how oversighted, works, that's a huge accomplishment. Did that one, never intend to run it, just started it for him, got it accredited. And then another guy to California, word of mouth,
Mm-hmm.
called me. And so then I went, started another one for someone else. And then it just has been word of mouth. It's a lot of work. And I figured one day, I think I was like 4 hospices in. And I said, well, if I'm doing this for other people without a team, without any real knowledge on being a consultant, right? I can do it for myself. The good Lord dropped that in my spirit, and, immediately fear sets in. And I realized all along this journey, 15 years or in, all these things I had collected, the pages, the, binders, all this type of things that I collected helped me build my company from ground up, right? Um, I didn't have a source of funding. I didn't have bank loans and all of that kind of stuff, right? Because I kind of wanted to bootstrap it. I didn't want to have to owe anyone at the end of the day.
I feel you there.
Yes. And so, fortunately, I have praying parents. I have a supportive family. So that has helped in this journey. Um, we serve the Metroplex. We are licensed to cover just about all of Texas. Um,
Okay.
And I'm not for sure just where the good Lord will take me, but I'm excited for it. As you know, being an entrepreneur is not an easy task,
No, it's not.
but it's anything um, worth having is worth going through because I know that you get to the other side, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it has been trial by fire, and especially managing people because I lead a team. I have physicians on my staff, I have social workers on my staff, and I have aides and which are CNAs, and I have chaplains. So I have a whole team of people. I think I have 9 employees now.
Wow.
And
So you
again,
have so do you have more than one location or just the one location?
I have the one location because with hospice, most of those are field staff. And so we service the patients in their home. And for
Okay.
me, the reason one reason too is because the hospice benefit is underutilized in the Black and Brown communities because we hear the word hospice and we think death, dying right away.
Immediately. Yeah. Oh,
Immediately.
yeah.
Immediately. So my goal, if more than anything beyond being a nurse, is being an educator. I want people to take advantage of the benefit in the time that they need it. Because like with hospice, we supply medical equipment, whether that's a hospital bed, wheelchair walker, those type of things, oxygen, nebulizers. We also supply briefs, the diaper briefs, the pull-ups, all these different things, as well as medications. We pay for all of that,
Oh
right?
my gosh. Okay. Is that
And
okay? So
mhm,
funded. So how do you get funding?
with that, for a patient that is on hospice, that is provided a benefit by Medicare. If, for
Okay.
instance, Medicare, private insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, those companies, United Health, the VA, the veterans, as well as now, if people want to pay out of pocket, they can pay out of pocket, which is very expensive. We rarely see that, but
Yeah, that's why I was like, how is this
uh,
being funded?
well, it averages
Besides
about.
insurance and things like that. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, Medicare is the primary source. Now, my goal also in what I do is that I do take on charity patients. For instance, I may get a 57-year-old with cancer. Of course, and they may be undocumented.
Mhm.
So they don't have Medicaid, they don't have the Parkland plan per se, and all a way to pay. So my thing is, I like to keep at least 10% of my census as charity patients,
Okay.
non-funded. That's my way of giving back, right? So,
Wow.
um, in the future, one goal is to be
Yeah. That
uh,
deserves a round of applause. Yes.
yes. That's one goal in the future is to have a fund set up for indigent patients that are
Okay.
not able to pay for, the benefit out of pockets. It will help, us with the costs and things like that. So that's a goal for me as I grow.
Okay. And please tell me so we can tell people
Mhm.
how they could be able to fund that. So you not scraping trying to figure out how to fund that. Okay. All right.
Okay, as far as funding the business,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. For
oh,
a fund for
mhm. Oh, okay. What we're going to be doing is that we're going to have a link in the website because we do have where some families, when we have a patient that passed away, we get that a lot is how can we donate,
yeah.
right? And so what we'll be doing, usually they'll, mail in a check and we, send back a receipt and thank you card, all that. But what we're going to be doing is incorporate on the website, which is just www.utopiahospice.com. We'll be incorporating a link for people to donate. And that's just for not, and you don't have to have a loved one on service, but that just helps for others because we get them as young as, 28, 32, and things like
Wow.
that. Yeah, those are the harder ones for us. Those
Yeah.
are hard.
Not
So,
bad. So with all that you do, because you just answered one of my other questions, with the particular field, which is being within hospice, and that comes with a lot of emotions and
mhm,
things like that, especially if the person is coming, you're caring for,
mhm,
doesn't have much time left, etc.
mhm.
How are you taking care of yourself
That's
mentally?
That's an awesome question, because as a hospice nurse, hospital provider, you have to have that self-care factored in. And like for me, I pay for my staff to have a mental day. If they call and say, you know what, today it's just one of those days I can't do it, I still pay them for that day.
Okay.
Right. We incorporate that into the calendar. Now for me personally, my thing is, believe it or not, I absolutely love, I am a country girl, right? And even this weekend, I'm so excited because I was able to go out and be amongst the cows. I was able to go fishing, spend time
Okay.
with the grandkids. That is where I replenish. It's just out in the country and with the cows.
Okay.
That's my go-to. That's what I love to do.
Awesome. Tell everyone how that they can reach you, support you. I thank you for what you do. I think what you're doing is amazing and it's helping so many people. And just, continue blessings your way. So tell everybody how you can be followed, reach, how they can support Utopia Hospice.
Sure. Our main thing is, of course, is our uh, on the website. All of the information is there as far as what hospice is. It goes a little bit more depth, because that's one thing I want people to understand too, is that you do not have to be dying right away when you get on hospice.
Yeah.
Okay. We discharge people from hospice. So
Wow.
anytime anyone wants a consult, the phone number is on our website. I'll give it to you as well. It's 972-703-9303. I do consult just to tell you and explain to you not only about hospice. If you have questions about your medications, about your disease process, I will educate about that. It's not necessarily always choosing mine. I just like for people to take advantage of the hospice benefit. So they
Gotcha.
can feel free to reach out. There's a chat on our website as well, that where people can reach us. So
Thank you so much for being here, Tiffany. I appreciate you. And I
yes,
look forward to one day meeting you in person, girl.
yes. Thank you so much. I
Take
appreciate it.
care. Continued success. Oh my God. Y'all give Tiffany some hand claps in the chat.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing. All right. We got two Tiffany's tonight. Next, Tiffany. All right. Tiffany Archer is a devoted mother, wife, cherished daughter, best friend to many. She is an entrepreneur, real estate investor, and self published author of the Manifest Dreams Affirmation Journal, where her mission is to inspire, motivate, and educate women of color, helping them harness their current resources to acquire real estate properties. She is the visionary behind the Real Estate Rebel organization, a community designed to bring together like minded female investors. You better work. Through this platform, members gain access to investment strategies and have the opportunity to form dream investments. Excuse me. Yeah, investment teams. Robin King talk tonight, composed of real estate professionals such as agents, brokers, contractors, mortgage lenders, and appraisers. Everybody we need for my event on April 11th. That's neither here nor there. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you all the way from Georgia, Tiffany Archer. Hey, girl.
Hey everybody.
I am so glad that you're here, gracing us with your presence and that smile. He is happy to be here. Ain't you, Tim? All right.
I am. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate this opportunity.
Of course. So, Real Estate Rebel organization. Talk about the organization. Talk about how big the community is, what things are happening within your organization.
I love the fact that I stepped out on faith and decided to do something that really was weighing on my heart. Actually, when I turned 50, I decided that I was going to do everything that I ever dreamed of doing. And as a child, I always loved real estate. And
Mhm.
I've always wanted to learn about real estate, but I never knew anyone that was in real estate. I never knew how. I didn't have a circle. So part of the reason why I wanted to create the Real Estate Rebel organization is I wanted to be able to provide to others what I did not have. I wanted to be able to create a community where there were women, like-minded women in the real estate profession, whether,
Mhm.
like you said, there were real estate agents, brokers, wholesalers, because a lot of people aren't familiar with them.
Right.
Um,
Right.
exactly, bringing them all together so we could all work collectively and partner together on future deals, which is really my goal. So I'm in the process of slowly growing this community. What I do actively is I'm so active on Threads. So what I'll do is,
Yes.
yes, I love it.
Threads
Oh
is
my,
where it's at, baby. You can get you some good connections on Threads, honey. I got a
I
sponsor
am.
for my retreat last year on Threads, and that, I still ain't met that baby in person.
Yes,
Go ahead,
I
keep going.
am an addict. I'm an addict. I love the intimacy that you
Yes,
get on Threads. I love being able to actually talk to people and communicate and engage. So I'm building some of my community there. I'm always there every day offering free real estate advice. And I'm just always telling people about tips on strategies, how to actually get started in real estate investing if you don't have a lot of money. So that's a part of building that community.
I
So I'm
love
so
that.
excited. I'm connected to all types of people. It's wonderful.
So within the community, is everyone in Jersey or they're pretty spread out? Where is
Oh
everybody
my
kind of
goodness,
based?
people are everywhere, everywhere. Like I'm connecting with people on the East Coast. I'm connecting with people down south, whether you're in Atlanta, Florida. I have somebody in South Dakota. Like they're really all over,
That's what
all
I'm
over.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Reach everybody. Reach every. You don't have to necessarily be in your city. That's what I always like to tell people. I love
yeah,
about my platform. You don't necessarily have to be. I'm in Dallas. You don't have to be in Dallas. Just be in
yes,
Dallas. You can reach people, in different states, just like we connected. Child. You know,
absolutely,
you way where you
absolutely.
at. I'm way down here, down south, and so I
Yes,
love that you said I want to start a community and you're connecting with people that you guys are thinking similar, or you're able to pour into them or they can pour into you. You guys can kind of feed off each other. And especially in the investor game, you don't really hear a lot of women. I always hear more men talk about real
absolutely.
estate investing, or you see the shows and they're flipping homes and you see
Yes.
mostly men.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Mm-hmm.
male
And it,
dominated.
it is it's definitely male dominated. Absolutely. It's male dominated, which I felt like even more so that we need more women. We need more women of color, right?
Yes,
Um, and it's great to be able to connect with women, all types of women. Part of being in the community is that you do get access to education.
I
I
love
do
that.
have courses. I do have courses. So you don't have to necessarily be seasoned. You could be a newbie, learning different strategies, whether it's, how to wholesale, whether it's about starting your wholesale partnership business, whether it's about tax lien investing, which is what I do. I invest in tax lien properties. So,
Yeah,
you have that opportunity to be able to network, collaborate, and learn, which is a
I
good
love
thing.
that. What's that
Yeah.
like? Tax lien. I work on the default side. So what's that like? Tax lien properties. Is it
Right.
anything crazy like foreclosures? You gotta
Um,
buy it as is kind of deal.
it is. It's
Yeah,
very similar. It's very similar. A lot of people aren't aware of tax liens. When you think of auctions, you think of foreclosure auctions, which are those
absolutely.
that people that foreclose on their mortgages.
Hmm.
Tax lien deals with property taxes.
Right.
So whenever a person buys a property, you have to pay your property taxes. And if
Yep.
you don't pay those taxes, guess what happens? It goes into auction after a certain period of time. Now, the city or the town that you're from, they're going to continuously reach out to you, send you notices saying, hey, you're behind, you need to pay your taxes. But if you default and you go through an extended period of time without paying, they'll put it into auction. So
Wow.
tax Tax liens are properties that are placed in auction because the owner has defaulted on their taxes, right? And what happens is the town will put it in the auction because they want investors to pay what's owed, right? So it's kind of giving us an opportunity. And what happens is when you do a tax lien auction, you don't necessarily immediately win the property. You win the interest in that property and you become the lien holder. So let's just say you do an auction and you register it. Let's say registration is $500, right? And the starting bid is highest bidder wins the property. So the starting bid may start at 500. Then it'll continuously go up within a certain time frame because they have a clock going. The highest bidder wins that lien. So let's say the property lien ends up being $1,500. Well, now you're the lien holder, which means you go in front of everyone else. So if there's a mortgage on that property, you will be the person in front of the mortgage company in order to get that property. So what happens is, thank you. So what happens is, appreciate it.
Told you, get ready.
I'm dropping jewels, baby. I'm dropping jewels. So what happens is you win, you become the lien holder, you win the lien, and depending on the redemption period, because there is still a period of time where the owner can actually reclaim that property.
Yeah, depending on your state.
Exactly. But what happens is if they don't redeem that property, paying back everything that's owed, including what you paid in the auction, plus interest, because the town is going to charge them interest on top of that. If they don't redeem it and they don't pay it, then you get the property and you get to foreclose it. Yeah. It's wonderful. And you get the property tax mortgage free. Mortgage free. It don't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better than that.
I agree. I agree with girl. So tell everyone how they can connect with you, learn more about Real Estate Rebel organization. If we have any investors that are tuning in right now, how can they connect with you?
So you can connect with me through several different forms of social media outlets. I'm on Instagram. So that's Real Estate _Rebel. You can find me there. I am on Threads, honey. I'm always threading. And that's still Real Estate _ Rebel. You can find me there, giving out advice. And please don't be shy. If you have any kind of real estate questions, ask me and I will answer them. You can also find me on my website, which is realestaterebel.org. If you go onto the site, you can actually sign on to the waiting list so that when the courses come out, you are first to be notified, right? And you can also find out about being a part of the community as well. And lastly,
come on, lastly,
I decided to step out on faith again, and I decided to start my own YouTube channel, right? And the channel,
YouTube channel. I'll subscribe the minute we finish. Yes,
ma'am, honey. Real Estate Rebel in Heels. And it's an animated channel. And what I do is I talk about my journey becoming an entrepreneur / real estate investor. So throughout, you get to see how that all my stories and how they came to be, because I feel that people learn truly through storytelling. So every episode will have new information that you can take away. So if you're interested, whether you're trying to be a real estate agent and you're thinking about getting your license, or you're trying to start your own business, or you want to invest, every episode will have information, and I'll leave you tidbits that you can take away that you can actually execute, while allowing it to be entertaining and funny as well. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Well, I will be subscribing. Thank you, Tiffany, so much for being here, girl. We will chat next time. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Robin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, y'all, give Tiff some claps in the chat. All right. So last but not least, Closing out the show. Her name is Latora Garland. She is a very passionate entrepreneur and dedicated advocate for families facing childhood cancer. She is the founder and executive director of Jacob Way Organization, which is a 501c3 children's charity built on love and inspired by the legacy of her son, Jacob. And so I will let her come on and tell you all about Jacob Way Organization. Latora Garland.
Hello.
Oh my God. So Latora and I met last year at a good friend of ours conference, and she went on to talk about her organization. And as a cancer survivor, I can totally immediately just gravitated to Latour and just was like, okay, I got to connect with her after she was just so willing to go up there and talk about it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But but I just admire you and just what you're doing. You said, hey, there's a need for this organization, and you acted on it. And so it's very commendable to you. So tell everybody about Jacob Way Organization.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Robin. So, Jacob Way was founded after my own personal experience with childhood cancer. When my son was 13 years old, he was diagnosed with cancer, a rare bone cancer. And unfortunately, just 77 days after his cancer diagnosis, he did lose his life to the disease. But while we were in the hospital, I noticed that most of the support was catered towards my son. So I saw babies with no parents, where the nurses was feeding them, and I couldn't imagine being away from my son. So I wanted to give back to those families. I wanted to provide them some type of support that cater towards the whole family. So our organization, it provides assistance with rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, other household bills. We
Yeah,
also have a capacity where we do emotional support through mental health webinars, and also we do care packages. And next year, we're actually getting into trying to provide some ongoing support for these families through financial literacy education and preparing for unexpected medical emergencies.
that's amazing. That's amazing because you know what? A lot of people don't realize how expensive cancer treatment can be, how
Yes.
expensive it can be, especially if you have a long treatment plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's money. Every
Yes.
every other week, every week you're getting chemo, you're doing radiation, surgery, whatever. That adds up. And so I think that's great that you're wanting to add more of that financial literacy piece to the equation on top of what you're already doing. So that's very commendable. Thank you for that. That's great. I know those families are so appreciative just of you turning what you've gone through, into purpose.
Yes, and it's just like you said, these cancer treatments, they can last 3, 4 years. And then imagine if you have a single mother or a single parent period that has to take care of the child that has cancer. They're at the hospital every other week. There's extended stays. And then what about the children at home? You don't want to leave them out. You still got to feed them. You still got to have the lights on. You still got to, when their birthdays come, you don't want them to feel like that all of the everything is taken away from them and all of the focus is on the child with cancer. So we want to make sure that all of these families, they receive support. We want to make sure that we're able to support the entire household, the whole family. So everybody in the household, we want to make sure that we can do something for everybody in that family.
Now, with Jacob Way, do you service families here in DFW? Is it just your primary focus DFW, or can they be in other areas?
No, our services service all 50 states in the U.S. So we have service families in New Jersey, Minneapolis, but the bulk of our support comes from the DFW area and Louisiana.
Okay. That's good. Wanted to ask because we do have people that tune in from everywhere. So
Mhm.
if they are personally dealing with it personally, or if they, someone, I want to make sure that that is, kind of put out there.
Yeah.
So with what you do, and I know it takes a lot to run a nonprofit and all the things. What can we do to be of service to you and Jacob Way organization?
Yeah, so I will honestly say the biggest need for Jacob Way right now is monetary donations. We receive applications on a daily basis. It seems like people are finding out about us, they're finding out about the work that we do. Social workers are sending these clients our way. So we want to be able to provide them with something, even if it's just a gift card for groceries. So to be honest, our biggest need right now is monetary donations. Last year, we did a lot of fundraising on the items that go in our care packages. So we have collected a lot of socks for our care packages, a lot of card games, and things of that such. But right now, we just want to collect and get money for the grocery gift cards and the retail gift cards while they're staying in the hospital.
And how can people donate to Jacob Way?
Yes, they can go to jacobway.org, which is www.jacobway.org.
Okay. And tell us about your upcoming event that's coming up this I think you have two. Which one? I think I know June.
One in June. Yes, we just had
Yes.
an open house. But we have a Champions of Hope fundraiser coming up on June 21st. The fundraiser is going to be at the Maple Branch Craft Brewery. We are raising money for those families specifically on that day. We have some great, great raffle prizes that have been donated to us. I can't wait to tell everybody about them. But we'll be raising money specifically for those families on that day.
Amazing. Let everyone know how you can be followed, reach, how they can donate, how they can reach out to you and be of service to Jacob Way organization.
Yes, they can reach out to us. To me personally, which I post a lot of Jacob Way stuff on my page, is Latour Garland on LinkedIn and Facebook. And for Jacob Way on LinkedIn, Jacob Way on Facebook and Instagram is Jacob Way Organization. And then our website is www.jacobway.org. Everything you need is there. If you want to know about our programs, you want to make a donation, everything is on that website to find out about us.
Now, do you have volunteer opportunities as well available for what's coming up in June, or just
Yes,
asking so if anybody wants to know?
Yes, we may have a few. Well, we have just a few volunteer opportunities for June. This is a very laid back event. So the restaurant is basically doing most of the work. We just need
Oh,
people
that's
there
good.
to represent Jacob Way. All we got to do is show up and we'll be buying the food as part of our portion. But other than that, um, we don't need any physical volunteers right now. We don't have a physical location, but in the future, there will be more volunteer opportunities.
And let everybody know that event one more time. You got to say it twice, child.
Yes. That event is called the Champions of Hope fundraiser. It will be on June 21st at Maple Branch Craft Brewery in Fort Worth, Texas. It'll be from 7 to 10 p.m. We have some amazing raffles, and your ticket includes all of your food and non-alcoholic beverages. All you got to do is show up and come celebrate with us and help us bring awareness to childhood cancer, and then you'll just be responsible for any cocktails that you will buy on that day.
Amazing. Thank you, Latour, so much for
You're
being
welcome.
here today to talk about all things Jacob Way. Latour has many businesses. She be cooking and stuff. Latour,
Not as much.
before we close out, I saw food on a page and I was like,
Yeah,
talk
that's.
about
I
this.
was like, how did you find me there? Because I was like, why is the messages coming there? But I guess just with my name, you can find me there on
That's what,
Instagram. But
yeah.
I don't do as much cooking as I used to before my son passed. But right now, my focus has been mostly on the organization. But I do some consulting and things on if anybody has a nonprofit and they want to know how they can grow their nonprofit, if they want to know how they can get grants, even if you are still new, I can help you do that. So I do some things on the nonprofit side and helping nonprofit leaders and founders get their organization out there.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 85 of the Mamapreneur podcast. Very grateful that you joined us today, and we hope that you enjoyed us. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for the 4-year anniversary episode. Good night, everybody.